Man United 3-1 Everton, player ratings as Red Devils seal comeback win in historic Old Trafford clash. From Old Trafford, Manchester United sealed a 3-1 comeback win over Everton in an historic WSL clash at Old Trafford, with Alessia Russo scoring twice with her head to underpin the result. Claire Emsley's early strike for the visitors was cancelled out by Russo's header, who eventually made sure of the result with a late goal after Katie Zellam's penalty. Although buoyed by the crowd in the opening moments, the hosts were caught cold when Everton put together their first meaningful attack of the game. Emsley raced away down the right on the counter after being in by Kenza Dolly and fired low into the bottom corner to silence Old Trafford. Everton's tactics of digging in defensively and looking to attack on the break were clear to see. It has already worked to produce the opening goal, but they continued to look dangerous through Tony Duggan's grit centrally and Emsley's pace wide. United's first real chance of the game came as Martha Thomas hooked an effort goalward that was parried by Sandy McIver. With pressure building, Ella Toone sent a teasing ball across the 6-yard box a few minutes later that wasn't met by one of her teammates. United had by no means overwhelmed Everton by that stage, but the equaliser probably had been coming. Ona Battle's surging run from right back and 1-2 created the space for her to cross, with Russo looping back over the head of McIver. The intent that Skinner's side had shown towards the end of the first half was replicated in the second. Homegrown Toone had her dream moment to score, but she got under a close-range half-volley, and it comfortably cleared the crossbar. United didn't have to wait long after for the go-ahead goal, with Zellam calmly converting from the penalty spot after Everton substitute Lucy Graham had brought down Thomas in the box. Thomas then had the ball in the net herself as United turned the screw, but an offside flag ruled it out. Having conceded a late equaliser against Everton back in November and dropped a number of points in similar fashion elsewhere this season, United finally got their 2-goal cushion a few minutes from the end when Russo powered a second header into the net from a Zellam corner. Mary Earps, GK, 6/10, had fairly little to do for most of the match, having stood little chance with the early goal. Ona Battle, RB, 8/10, her burst forward created the equaliser, crossing for Russo to score. Always provided an out ball. Maria Thorisdottir, CB, 6/10, shown an early yellow card for her troubles attempting to deal with Duggan. Hayley Ladd, CB, 6/10, returned from injury in an unnatural position. Adapted a tough start. Hannah Blundell, LB, 5/10, on her heels when Emsley raced clear to score early. Made to look sluggish by the winger, which is unusual. Katie Zellam, CM, 8/10, showed her usual composure from the penalty spot to put her team ahead for the first time. Assisted the third with a trademark corner. Jackie Gronin, CM, 6/10, linked up well with Battle in the right channel, releasing the Spaniard to assist the equaliser. Ella Toone, M, 8/10, United's chief attacking threat, whether picking passes from deep or making the runs forward into channels herself, a glorious chance to get a goal of her own. Martha Thomas, RW, 7/10, had United's first clear chance and started to make a consistently meaningful impact after a slow first 20 minutes. Had the ball in the net, but it was ruled out for an offside seconds before. Alessia Russo, Saint, 9/10, looked really up for it and competed well physically. Got her reward with 2 great-headed goals. Lee Galton, LW, 6/10, too quiet in the first half, but made a brighter start to the second with her characteristic direct running. Kirsty Hansen, RW, 6/10, kept things fresh on the flank. Jade Moore, CM, 6/10, an extra layer of protection laid on. Vild Borissa, CM, Anacine Bruun, Saint, NA Sandy McIver, GK, 5/10, made a few saves but was helpless to stop any of the goals that went past her. Danielle Turner, RB, 5/10, kept Galton under wraps in the first half but was probably on the back foot in the second. Natalie Bjorn, CB, 4/10, Russo shook off her attentions too easily when the hosts equalized. Withdrawn at halftime for a tactical switch. Megan Finnegan, CB, 5/10, good with the ball at her feet, but not commanding enough in her duels in the air or on the ground. Gabrielle George, CB, 7/10, booked for scything down Galton. Tried to make herself a physical force and played on the edge. Poppy Pattinson, LB, 6/10, started well but began to struggle against Battle and Thomas from the end of the first half onwards. Fatigue crept in. Claire Emsley, RM, 8/10, stunned the vocal home support with an early goal of top quality. Showed real composure in the moment. Her pace made her a huge source of danger throughout. Aurora Galley, CM, 5/10, struggled to gain a foothold after the hosts started to exert more control in the game. Izzy Christensen, CM, 5/10, Her short passes were good, although she couldn't make a link with Duggan count through the middle. Kenza Dali, LM, 6/10, had the vision to carve United open, and her guile was clear to see, but faded badly from the game. Tony Duggan, Saint, 6/10, impressed leading the line as a sole striker. But her afternoon came to a premature end soon after a second-half knock. Lucy Graham, LM, 4/10, gave away the crucial penalty after miscontrolling and clipping Thomas as she stretched to recover. Simone Magill, Saint, 4/10, no service to get into the game. Hannah Benison, M, 5/10, good touches but off the pace overall. For more from Jamie Spencer, follow him on Twitter and Facebook.